Pick up a bag of Lay's. Now shake it. Does it sound a little emptier? If that bag feels lighter than it used to, you might not be imagining it. Today, we uncover how companies quietly take more of your money without you noticing. No flashy price hikes, no announcements, just subtle changes engineered to slip past your attention. Many products from Lay's to Doritos, from Charmin Mega Rolls to Haagen-Dazs have been quietly reduced in size, while packaging stays almost identical. Small changes, big impact. So here's the question. When you shop, how much do you think you are saving from a 20% off label? In a few moments, we'll reveal the psychology that makes shrinkflation undeniably successful. Shrinkflation happens when companies reduce product size while keeping the price the same. The difference seems minor individually, but over millions of purchases, it quietly raises your cost. According to Weber's law in psychophysics research, people detect relative changes more easily than absolute ones, meaning you're more sensitive to price changes than weight changes.
A lot of consumers like their favorite product, but they don't want to pay 50 cents or $1 more for it. So the manufacturers shrink the product instead.
It happens everywhere. Pringles cans, for example, have quietly shrunk in some markets from 200 grams to 165 grams. Cadbury Dairy Milk bars were reduced from 200 grams to 180 grams. Even Haagen-Dazs ice cream tubs have dropped from 500 milliliters to 450 milliliters in certain flavors. If you think about it, do you think nostalgia still feels worth it? Your guilty pleasure chocolate, your movie night chips, or your ice cream treat at the end of the week is still a treat. So why do companies do this? Human brains are wired to notice price increases more than the actual volume, which explains why most shoppers just go with their usual brands. So companies rely on this human perception. They know your usual grocery habits and they use this for their next strategies. So next time you reach for a familiar product, ask yourself, are you really in control of what you're buying? Or are the products quietly guiding your choices? In a few moments, we'll reveal the science behind how your eyes and your brain can be tricked into thinking you're getting more than you actually are. So stay tuned. How do these changes slip past millions of shoppers every single day? The answer isn't just pricing, it's psychology. Shopping is fast, often routine, usually automatic. Behavioral scientists have this term called heuristics. This is when you create mental shortcuts in your brain to make quick decisions. In simple terms, your brain is designed to estimate, not to measure. In the modern grocery aisle, that small human tendency becomes extremely powerful. We can categorize this illusionary tactic into three: the height illusion, the slack fill effect, the density illusion. First is the height illusion. Humans naturally associate height with quantity. It's a built-in visual bias. Packaging designers understand this extremely well. A cereal box can become slightly taller and narrower. Even Gatorade bottles are reshaped to look more prominent on the shelf.
Yeah, she's right. That Gatorade bottle's looking good. You're like, damn, what you been doing, Gatorade? You stopped drinking Gatorade?
Second is the slack fill effect. Remember Lay's earlier? When you open one, you'll often notice a significant amount of air inside. Now, to be clear, the air inside the bag, technically it's nitrogen, which is necessary. It cushions the chips during shipping and helps preserve freshness, but the size of the bag itself also plays an important visual role. Pause and think about this. Have you ever compared the weight of your favorite chips today versus a few years ago? And third, the density illusion, often the hardest one to notice. Here the container may stay almost exactly the same, but what's inside becomes lighter, airier, or less tightly packed. So why does this strategy persist? From a business perspective, the appeal is straightforward. When production costs rise, whether from ingredients, labor, energy, or transport, companies face difficult choices. Raising prices immediately sparks customer pushback, but adjusting its size, formulation, or packaging more gradually isn't really noticeable, which raises an uncomfortable but important question. If most shoppers don't notice small reductions, do you think you are still saving more money just because the prices are the same or maybe even lower? Shrinkflation doesn't say you are being careless. Shrinkflation works because it relies on the psychology of how people naturally shop. In a modern supermarket, you might make dozens of choices in just a few minutes. Very few of those involve pulling out a calculator. And these companies know this, which leads to one final thought to sit with. In the grocery aisle, are you fully choosing or are you being carefully guided? So the next time you reach for a familiar item, pause for just a moment. Look past the shape, past the height, past the familiar packaging, because the most effective price increase may be the one your brain was never meant to notice. According to the UK Office for National Statistics, identified 206 products that shrank in size and 79 that increased in size between September 2015 and June 2017. The majority of products experiencing size changes were food products, and in 2016, we estimated that between 1% and 2.1% of food products in our sample shrank in size, while between 0.3% and 0.7% got bigger. The result: shoppers paid more per gram without seeing the price move. Now, let me ask you another question. Do you shop at dollar stores to save some more pennies? According to the Office for National Statistics, dollar stores have successfully positioned themselves as low-cost alternatives to major grocery chains like Kroger, Albertsons, and Giant Food. But in recent analyses, dollar stores have been flagged among the more notable examples of shrinkflation, with unit prices in some cases exceeding those at larger retailers. And the products affected aren't just snacks, they include everyday essentials, shampoo and conditioner, smaller bottles with a lower price tag, razors, fewer blades per package, laundry detergent, smaller bottles or pods with the same or slightly reduced cleaning power. It's happening to the products families rely on every single week. Essential products are automatic purchases. If essential products are also affected by shrinkflation, how would this lead us? Shrinkflation hits everyone, but it affects habitual shoppers and budget-conscious households most. People who buy the same brands every week rarely notice. People who shop quickly are guided by packaging and perception. Companies protect their margins. By shrinking the product instead of raising the price, they avoid immediate consumer backlash, and all without a public outcry. This isn't illegal. It's often completely legal and labeled correctly. It's not even deception. It's about human perception, cognitive bias, and incremental design. But the takeaway is clear. Shrinkflation is a quiet force, but it's also something you can detect. Once you know how your brain is being guided, you gain control. Shrinkflation might feel like something you can't control, but the truth is you can fight back. It starts with awareness and a few new practical habits. First, always check the unit price, not the total price on the shelf, but the cost per gram, ounce, or sheet. It's a small difference per item, but over weeks and months, it adds up. Second, compare historical sizes. Many products shrink gradually. Cleaning materials or personal care products may look the same, but the content could be 5 to 10% smaller than a few years ago. Visuals can help here. Side-by-side comparisons of tubs, bags, or bottles. Third, be mindful of packaging illusions. Height, width, and fullness can trick your eyes. Remember the tall, slim cereal box or the air-filled chip bag earlier. Fourth, pay attention to density and quality changes. Some products may use cheaper ingredients or more air to save costs. According to the Evening Standard, 2% of UK customers have noticed a downgrade in the quality of their favorite supermarket products, all while the price has remained the same or even increased. Your favorite strawberry jam may look like the same jar, but there may be less fruit inside and more artificial flavoring. Fifth, shop strategically. Buy in bulk, especially when you know the product is consistent. Look for brands with transparent sizing or weight labeling. Rotate products periodically to avoid falling into habitual purchases. And don't underestimate the power of tracking. Keep a small log or photo record of your favorite items over time. It only takes a minute, but it reveals patterns you would never notice otherwise. Finally, always remember that knowledge is your best tool. Once you understand it, you gain an advantage over the subtle tricks designed to guide your choices. The real question was never whether products are shrinking. It's this: how much have we stopped noticing? Because in a world where perception is engineered, attention becomes power. So next time you walk down the grocery aisle, don't just look at the price. Look closer. If the products you rely on every day are shrinking and the prices stay the same, how much of what you think you're buying is real and how much is just an illusion? Tell us the changes you've noticed in your usual grocery lists in the comments below. And don't forget to click subscribe for more stories that would make you think and realize something new. This has been Core Axis, and we'll see you in the next episode.